We're facilitating some yoga and meditation. Give it up for Sheena, y'all. Setting us off right, aligning our chakras so we could be good. Coming back here after 2K. No, 2 laps, 5K, 2 laps, 5K. I'm not trying to short nobody out there. Y'all looking at me like, what is wrong with you? We just did 5K. As we gather again, if y'all can stand over here, it's really good. Appreciative, mostly for sound, and also mostly so we don't have too much sound from back coming out. So gather around, party people. We're about to set this off. Okay, we still taking some pictures. That's all right. That's part of the process. We love y'all.
Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Dan at Unicorn Riot. We are live at Running Down the Walls in Philadelphia right now in FDR Park. This is a benefit for political prisoners, and the program's getting started right now, so we're going to go live here. Again, we're at FDR Park in Philadelphia, and this event is called Running Down the Walls, and the main theme of the event is about support for Mumia Abu Jamal, who's been in prison for 40 years. So the program is just getting going right now. Again, it's Running Down the Walls. It's hosted by the Philadelphia Anarchist Black Cross, and there's a lot of other orgs here, like the Socialist Rifle Association, the IWW. Food Not Bombs has been giving people food and snacks to keep their blood sugar up. So it was a 5K. People ran around the park in circles for 5 kilometers. Some people biked, some people took skateboards, some people ran, some people walked. So there's going to be some speakers. We're going to try to bring that to you as much as we can. There's probably about a couple hundred people here, and
so thank you so much for that. Appreciate it. Back to the water.
So we have a lot of family members of political prisoners. Folks like Mumia's grandson is here. Mike Africa Jr. is here. So there's really a number of people from different families and organizations are here.
So we respect water. We love water.
So we'll just hang on a minute. I'm going to pan over. Some of the family members are over there on the left. I'll pan over.
The name of our ancestors. Could be anyone that you are connected. Your bloodline is preferable. Somebody, your great grandma who's not here, your great grandpa who's not here. Somebody that maybe you lost abruptly last year. However it is you feel, who is no longer present with us in the physical realm. And we'll say Ashe when we say that name, just to bring them here. So this water, we're going to set it off. When it comes down, don't you be afraid. When it comes down, no matter what name you call, just be ready for it all. I am ready for it all. When it comes down, don't you be afraid. When it comes down, no matter what name you call, just be ready for it all. We need freedom for political soldiers, freedom for right here stopped and posing, freedom, they ain't trying to give it, they posing, freedom for the people that was stolen, freedom for political soldiers, freedom for right here stop and posing, freedom, they ain't trying to give it, they posing, freedom for the people that was stolen, freedom for the people that was stolen. So we send some love, Wafere Fuchango Batala, Alafia, Ache, all the Orishas, small, big, wind, earth, fire, all of our elements surrounding, water, energy, wind, and we shall put some water out for Fred Ho, Ashe. Y'all can say a name, just say Ashe. There it is, Ashe. Say it loud. All right, cool. Ashe, Ashe. Say another political prisoner's name who is not here, or your ancestor bloodline that you want to give energy, invite them to this space. Say their name loud and proud, y'all. Come on. Ashe. 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 Ashe.
Hey guys, we need some volunteers.
Ashe. 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 Y'all gonna let Sister Noah Homie do all the work? Come on, y'all. Call some ancestors out. Ashe. There you go. Ashe. 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 Yeah, Ashe. 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 That's what I'm talking about. Ashe. See that? Multitasking. We in the movement. That's how we do. Helping and still calling the names of the ancestors. To all of our ancestors that we haven't called, to all of our political prisoners who have died behind the walls, may we never forget your name. May we never forget your purpose, your power, your legacy. To all of our young that were assassinated by the state, by the pigs, aka mosquitoes, however you want to call them and identify them, whoever they are. To all those young beings that are not with us, as well as our elders who have transitioned, who are not with us. We know that each and every day you are with us, even if we don't call your name, if we forget your name, to make our way possible. This is the reason why we do this. It's the only reason why we're here. None of us are doing this for each other in that way of just us. We are because of them. We are doing this because of them. We are doing this because we are them. And we say Ashe to all those. Nice, loud, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Ashe! All right, party people, we're gonna start our program. Officially. I like it. It's like, you know, we had 3 starts, just like we had three groups, you know, 3 starts.
So we're here at Running Down the Walls, Philadelphia, which is a benefit for political prisoners. As you can see, the theme of today's event is Mumia Abu Jamal, who's been in jail for 40 years. A major figure in the prisoner support scene. It's also Leonard Peltier's birthday today.
Come on!
We're at FDR Park in Philadelphia. We're going to hear some speeches from folks.
Happy birthday, Toby.
So people ran or walked or biked or skateboarded a 5K around FDR Park here in South Philadelphia. There's a couple hundred people here.
We want to acknowledge Jerome Coffey, SCI Pine Grove, Johnny Bramble. Yeah, you can clap it up, clap it up. Johnny Bramble at Vaughn. Paul Colley Hickman at Vaughn. We want to also acknowledge Jacob Busick, Halifax Correctional Facility Unit. We also want to acknowledge, and I'll read this statement from Jan Lehman. Give it up for Jan. You don't know Jan. Beautiful soul, just got out, about 37 years. Ohio 7, not too far from us right now. We love you, Jan. Jan has been coming through, helping out with our political education, Panther education. It's really amazing to have our elders, veterans who already put that work in, still coming out, doing the work. 40, 50 years. Now they don't have to be doing that. They should not be doing that. But we love them and honor them for doing that. And that means we need to pick up the work just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. So this statement's from Jan. Hey, all my running down the walls folks, this is Jan Lehman calling for all of us, coast to coast and on both sides of prison walls, to get this 2021 running down the walls run going. Give it up, give it up, come on. Just imagine him speaking to you all. Come on, come on, y'all did this. Jan, he has been running down the walls for 20 years. But this time is his first run not on a prison yard. I gotta say that again. He's been running behind the walls for 20 years. This is his first time not running behind the enemy lines, y'all. Give it up for that. We must all remember the many political prisoners, sisters and brothers running and walking, some in seg cells, with us on September 12th. And let us not forget the many conscious-minded social prisoners who also join running down the walls. So give it up for our PPs, our POWs, our POCs, all of them. Let me send a revolutionary salute to all ABC collectives and people for organizing, running down the walls for over 20 years. Over 20 years. And also to all the other activists and revolutionary groups and people who join and support running down the walls, which means each and every one of you.
That's right.
Each and every one of you. All right? All you young and not so young runners, running in prison yards and city streets, let's get to running down the walls. Let's get to running down the walls. 2021, Jan Lehman. That's Jan, y'all. Give it up for Jan. 20 years is a long time. 20 years is also something to celebrate and honor. And just you all know, capitalism really sucks, right? Corporations exist for a really long time, but there's not many of them that last 20 years. A lot of these little makeshift ones. So give it up for yourselves for being a part of a movement that has organizing some longevity and sustainability for a cause, for this cause right here today. Give it up for y'all for making us keep moving, goddammit. We moving. All right, right now, without further ado, we're going to call up some speakers, and I believe we'll have, who we going to have first up? Oh, thank you, that's good.
So we're live at Running Down the Walls, Philadelphia. These events have been going for 20 years of prisoner support events.
All right, so without further ado, I had the feeling. We got Jamal Jr. right here for y'all. Y'all already know who he is. Philly, give it up. Jamal Jr. is gonna say some words. The last Jamal. Give it up, y'all. What's the call?
Free 'em all!
What's the call?
Free 'em all!
What's the call?
Free 'em all!
Yo, what's going on? How y'all feeling? Thanks for joining us today. Thank you for sharing in this event. Thank you for loaning me your attention for a second. I urge you to listen with an open mind, an open heart, and understanding. To be honest, my words might be a little raw today. So remember, understanding, open heart. So let's begin with a chant. Spirit Child started it. Free 'em all. 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 Free Mumia Abu Jamal. 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 Here we go. Just making sure you guys were looking up and paying attention. All right. Free Mumia is an affirmation. It's to remind us of what the goal is. I heard those words all my life. Free Mumia. Now, I wish my grandfather was here to address you today. We have a puppet in his stead. I wish he was here, lending his voice for the liberation of others like he always does. I wish he was here laughing and telling stories, flanked by his wife, children, grandchildren, and other family. But nah. Alas, he's been abducted for about 40 years. How many people over 40, raise your hand? Over 40, raise your hand. He's been abducted for longer than most of us been alive. Just think of that. They took him from his family. They took him from my pop. They intended to kill him. But the people had something to say about that. They took him from me, and they still intend to hold him. I'm pretty sure we got something to say about that. They took him from my children, and they intend for him to die in there, to die behind enemy lines. Just think of that. My daughter had learned about her grandfather when she was about 7 years old. She was 7, and she learned about him because my father showed her on Google Maps, Rue Mumia. I mean, it just hurts me a lot, you know, because, like I said, they intend for him to die in there. See, when we say Free Mumia, or when I hear Free Mumia, it's personal, right? Like, that's my grandpa. Right, I got his blood. He looks like my dad. I understand he's a journalist to a lot of y'all. I understand he's an inspiration to a lot of y'all. But understand, it's my family, you know? Freeing political prisoners is personal to me. because my grandfather's been a political prisoner all my life. He's been a political prisoner most of my dad's life. Bringing him home is the goal. You guys hear that? We gotta bring him home. We have to. We know he's innocent. They know he's innocent. And it's up to us, it's up to our resolve to bring him home. And it ain't gonna be easy. Shit, he's been in there for 40 years, and ask anybody who's been in the movement from day one, it ain't easy. But it's gonna require focus. On to revolution. On to revolution.
On to revolution.
On to revolution.
On to revolution.
Yeah. Look, we all got work to do. We all got work to do. So, I'm going to require, if you guys don't mind me requiring something of you guys today. I know you guys ran, I know you're tired. But I'm going to require one revolutionary act a day. One revolutionary act a day. You think that's hard? That's hard to do, one revolutionary act a day?
No.
One revolutionary act could be sharing a revolutionary story. One revolutionary act could be joining on the conversation of political prisoners and injustices that we need to challenge. There's many ways we can do one revolutionary act a day. The way the country's set up, right? Like, we produce two things in excess. We produce imperialistic power, war, and we produce propaganda in excess. What one revolutionary act a day will give you, it will keep you in the pocket. It will keep you with perspective, and it will also keep you with the mission of making others join in. Because we're not here just for Mumia. We're not here just for Mumia. Say some names of some people that we're here for. We're here for Maroon. We're here for Matulu. We're here for Fred Burton. We're here for everybody that's behind bars. We're here for everybody that's behind bars for speaking out and challenging this imperialistic system. It's going to require all of us, and it's going to require more of us. So one revolutionary act a day, you dig? You dig that? A lot of the people that you're going to try to bring in, like I said, we produce propaganda in excess. They're going to be despondent, right? They're not going to see the vision. They're not going to see that we can make a change in this generation. What I'm going to need from you guys is to lean on each other and lean on facts, because facts will blow through any propaganda that we have. Now, I know I'm not like all upbeat and stuff like that, but you know, I'm a little sad, and you know, I'm just thinking, right? Like when I was asked to come here and speak today, I was like on the phone with my pop, right? And he was asking me, you know, because I was video chatting with my grandpa, and like they had to cut into my grandpa, right? He just survived heart surgery. I'm pretty sure you guys know that, right? And I looked at his incisions, right? Like he showed me his cuts. And when he showed me his cuts, it was right after I asked him, I was like, how do you feel about, me speaking out and, support you publicly? Because there's always been a fear, right? Like I want y'all to know, like, people that's in this, they're not in it because they want to be in it, right? This is not recreational at all, right? We know what the dangers are. So when I asked him, you know, he had the bellow, he was like, and he was like, I'm going to show you something, okay? and I haven't shown anyone. Yeah, I mimic him very well. And I was like, all right, and stuff. And he began to unbutton his shirt. And he showed me, he was like, this is things that we have to be wary of. So he basically was telling me, trying to protect myself, right? And the reason why I shared this story with you is because, like, I cried, you know, and I don't really cry a lot. You know, like, I teared up when he showed me his cuts. And then he was like, man, I feel good, you know, and I just didn't like it. So when I'm asking you guys to voluntarily do one revolutionary act a day, don't just do it because it makes you feel okay, you know, makes you feel right, makes you feel whole, you feel good, you know, supporting political prisoners. Like, do it because, you know, a lot of us, we don't have a choice. We don't have a choice to, you know, be a part of this. You know, I was born into this. You know, it's my birthright. So I think, in conclusion, in supporting political prisoners, in supporting revolutionaries, in a lot of ways you're supporting the family members, you know, of revolutionaries, right? The ones who didn't sign up for this. None of us signed up for this, but we carry the torch still. I love you all. One revolutionary act a day. This is not a game for a lot of us, and we just gotta be stronger, and we gotta really do what's needed to bring these political prisoners home. Free them all. Free them all. Free them all. Free them all. Yeah. Free them all.
Yeah. So let's give some energetic love to my man right here, yo. Free them all! Free them all! We'll hold you down!
We'll hold you down!
You're supposed to say it with me. Come on, man. Don't leave me out here by myself. I've been good all day. What's up? We'll hold you down!
We'll hold you down!
We'll lift you up!
We'll lift you up!
Free them all!
Free them all!
Again, we'll hold you down!
We'll hold you down!
We'll lift you up!
We'll lift you up!
Free them all!
Free them all!
That's good, that's good. Come on, y'all. Give something to her, you know? That's a big bear hug. That's what we give him right there. We have an ABC member who's going to come out and read a statement from a current political prisoner, also Blanco.
Hey, so one quick thing in follow-up to Jamal Jr.'s speech, we've got a sign-up sheet for the Free Mumia listserv that I'm going to be walking around with right after I read this statement. So if y'all are looking for ways to plug into the campaign to Free Mumia and sign up for tasks that as part of that campaign and aren't on the listserv yet, I'll be walking around with the clipboard, so make sure to sign up there. So I've got a statement here that political prisoner Oso Blanco wrote for Running Down the Walls 2021. Oso Blanco is a Cherokee indigenous anarchist who is serving decades in prison for bank expropriations, where he was funneling money to the Zapatista Liberation Army in Mexico. So he says, brothers and sisters, I encourage Running Down the Walls September 12th nationwide. The crimes against Native people have gone 100% unpunished for over 500 years, since 1492. Yet we who fight by any means for justice have been shot, dog-mauled, beat, gassed, tortured, held in solitary for years. We have had our mail stolen thousands and thousands of times. We have been held in these cement coffins separate from our children, wives, native nations, husbands, partners, and elders. We can only rise in higher thought or higher education, or we can fall into a deep and dark self-pity. I look at running down the wall and I gain strength. Some good people are still out there who really believe in political prisoners' freedom, so our actions will have lasting power to change the wrongs of colonialism and its work of genocide to rob more land from Native nations. Running down the walls gives me hope and power. Since you all never give up, I'll never give up. Love, Oso Blanco.
Thank you for the statement. Thank you for the context, and for our revolutionary brothers and sisters, beings in the global South. Zapata vive, vive Zapata. The Zapatistas, we love them. Right now, I'm going to call up someone who doesn't really need too much of an introduction, because y'all already know, traveling out here throughout this hemisphere, smooth talking, hard walking, panther in his heart, body, soul, and mind, a friend of yours and mine's, and a revolutionary comrade, Kazi Torre.
Free land on the move. I want to thank everybody for coming out here today, and it's it's both sad and inspirational. Sad because of Comrade Chuck, and inspirational because each year I see this growing and growing more and more. And it's something we really need to do because of the double standards that they have in this land. Or Mumia would already be out, and a lot of other political prisoners would be out. So we have to double our efforts. And I was just speaking with a sister back here earlier today, and we were talking about the self-discipline that it takes, and how in this country, people are not used to self-discipline, people are just used to doing whatever they want to do. Okay, can you hear me now? A lot of times people are not used to self-discipline here. They don't teach us that. But it's something that I learned at a late age when we went underground, and there you have to have a lot of self-discipline, or you end up in jail or dead. So, but you really need to, the brother spoke before Jamal. He was talking about people doing one revolutionary act a day. I think the self-discipline plays into that. Just like we started the day off with yoga, and then went on our walk and our run and whatnot. We have to incorporate all that and study revolutionary movements and who the political prisoners are. People should know them, because a lot of times people don't know who sacrificed to, they're not in there for, banging or slinging or whatnot, or they're in there because they made a choice. People made a conscious choice to fight against this government and its racist, sexist, homophobic policies. So we just have to, as broad-based as we can, unite as many people as we can, and get as disciplined as we can, and stay on the move. My comrade asked me Jan asked me to deliver a message that he was doing 20 miles today. And yeah, when we was inside, we started groups. The people were running inside too, on the day. People in every joint that they have political prisoners in there, people organized a run today. We ran in Leavenworth, we ran in Lewisburg, you know, and it's really good that people are running out here. We gotta free them all, y'all. Free them all! And it's really good. As far as we don't want to see no more people dying inside. That's gotta stop, man. You know, we have Mumia sick, Maroon sick, Matulu sick, you know, Sundiata sick, and old. You know, we got to mount, you know, we can't see no more people dying inside. Right. So let's get on the move. Let's get on the move. Let's tighten it up, spin our web, tighten it up, and you know, coast to coast. All right? On the move. Free them all.
Yeah, so just piggybacking off that political information, education, really important. We do a lot of political education online. There's a few people here who have been joining our political education classes, so big up to y'all. Between the Maroon Party for Liberation, as well as we have the privilege and honor to work with veteran Panther, Brother Shep, doing some Panther education. So pretty much 2 nights a week, we've been building and studying, and then we also have another 3rd night. And we heard that a lot of the Panthers, young lords, they were doing political education pretty much every day. So some people were like, hey man, like, I meet every week, that's a little too much. Nah. So come with us, only 2 hours, you know, it's not that long. You could join us virtual, hit us up, we have a table there, Linktree, and also connected to the Free Maroon Now campaign as well. You'll probably hear all of our elders and veterans talk about political education and information. I'm sure you're no stranger to it, but if you have a friend who has a friend, call that friend up. Right now, we're going to introduce a statement from Bill Dunn, current political prisoner. Bill Dunn, anti-authoritarian, of course. And this individual took, with another comrade, the liberty to take this a little step further and free another comrade from behind the walls. And for that, 90 years plus serving a sentence, and we need to free all of our political prisoners, especially those who have been aiding, abetting, or actually doing the work to free our political prisoners. So give it up for Bill Dunn, and gonna hear a statement by Tom from ABC.
All right, this is a statement from Bill Dunn, as mentioned. Solidarity to and with my 2021 Running Down the Walls comrades. Salutations and felicitations, comrades. Bill is way more eloquent than I. Yet another Running Down the Walls gathering is upon us. We come together to run, walk, roll, stair climb, chair step, and otherwise put in work in opposition to the prison industrial complex. We unite our diverse voices, however we raise them, in opposition to the exploitation and oppression we, the people, endure in and out by the dark concrete corners of the worldwide Gulag archipelago. We braid the many strands of our struggles into a powerful line of opposition to mass incarceration and its victimization of poor and particularly oppressed communities. Thus, we convert our physical steps and movements we take together to figurative steps in building the movements that will do our work, accomplish our aims, and set us free. So let our combined consciousness move our commonality down the road and forever towards revolution. A special shout out to Comrade Leonard Peltier, elder hero of AIM, the American Indian Movement, the Lakota people, the struggle for freedom, and a soldier approaching 50 years of combat against greed's iron houses. Bill Dunn.
We're here at Running Down the Walls, an event in Philadelphia, benefit for political prisoners.
Jericho Movement website. I am a collectivist, long having recognized that in numbers there is strength and capability and security and satisfaction. There is more humanity in cooperation than in isolation. With mutual struggle, we can forge the diverse elements of our side of the barricade into the powerful weapon against the depredations of imperial capital. It can be the tool of emancipation from exploitation and oppression of that class enemy that afflict us all. That's Bill Dunn, Bill Dunn, Bill Dunn! Right now we're going to call up from the Abolitionist Law Center. We love the Abolitionist Law Center. If you love them, say free them all! Free them all! Free them all! Had the pleasure to work with this comrade, doing some interviews on Maroon's case. And she'll give you some updates on what's going on with Maroon. We also have Sister Noah Harmony here, also doing some interviews and making sure that the word is out there. So big up to Sister Noah Harmony and big up to Nia Holston. Where you at? Where you at? There you are.
Thank you so much. As a spirit child said, my name is Nia Holston. I am a staff attorney at the Abolitionist Law Center, and I'm a part of the legal team that represents Russell Maroon Schultz. And I definitely want to acknowledge the family of Russell Maroon Schultz that's here today, and that we stand in solidarity with them. I wanted to give you some updates on what's going on with Maroon's case. In August, we filed a petition for compassionate release in his case because of the illness, because of what he's been going through, because he spent so long incarcerated. We've been working to file that petition to get him released. But how many of y'all know it shouldn't take compassion to do what's right? Am I right? Now, I have to say that unfortunately, Judge Scott of the Philadelphia Court of Common Pleas did deny that petition in August of this past month. But we are still working, we are still preparing litigation to continue that fight, and we believe that we will win. All right? So we are continually working to do what's right, to continually working to gather as much information to present to the court that will work to free him. But I will say, as y'all all know here, we know that we can't rely on the legal system to do what's right. We know that we can't, right? And so all of the work that you are doing, all of the work that you are doing to organize this event, and all of the work that the Free Maroon Now Coalition is doing to support the litigation is so, so important, right? And so if you aren't affiliated with the Free Maroon Now Coalition, you definitely need to check out their link tree. There's a table back here where you can do that. You can go on Instagram, Free Maroon Now, where you can get connected. They have meetings every Monday night at 7 that you can get connected with on Zoom. And definitely get connected with the group to figure out what's going on, all right? All right, so thank you so much. We are going to continue to fight, and we will win. All right.
Thank you, Sister Nia. As she mentioned as well, again, just to reiterate, every Maroon Monday, 7 p.m. Join us. There's information there. We really do need us to all try to not just sign a petition or sign a letter or do something like that, organize with us. It's a pretty cool community. We see each other every week, but we're still not tired of each other. That must say a lot. And we're coming from all over the coast, okay? So there's people organizing online. That's why, give it up for that. It's camaraderie. That's important. It's important. Y'all know what it is. I see a lot of organizers out here. Act like you don't know what I'm talking about. All right, we love you all. We're going to have another statement by my brother here from ABC. He's going to read a statement for Capo.
Peace. This is a statement from Alejandro Rodriguez Ortiz, otherwise known as Capo. He's been locked up for 13 years. He's looking at decades more. He's a member of the Vaughn 17, who, for people that don't know, in 2017 were, much like Attica, able to take, however briefly, control of the prison in which they are being held hostage. And in the course of that, a sadistic, brutal corrections officer somehow managed to get himself killed. So this is a statement Capo has written for this day. My name is Capo. I'm speaking on behalf of myself and my brothers of the Vaughn 17 who are participating in running down the walls this day. First and foremost, I want to thank you all for your solidarity. If you're listening to this, then you're at least open to the idea of bringing much needed change. That's definitely the first step. But I'm not here to speak on the early steps of this struggle. My focus is on what's necessary to bring real change. That comes from physically forcing this machine to release those that are enslaved. 50 years ago marks the death of the dozens of martyred warriors of Attica. Their death highlights an issue that still plagues the people of this country, which is modern-day slavery. It also gave us, the prisoners, the insight into the realization that we have the power. All we have to do is take it. For a long time, the administrators of these modern-day plantations have used one primary thing to control us: hope. Hope that one day they would grant us parole, commute our sentences, or that one day we'll be able to get our case back into court. That one word is what keeps a lifer from annihilating the overseer that oppresses him on a daily basis. By waving this empty promise in their face, it makes the difference between an overseer going home at night or not. It's time for us to shift our priorities. We need to start to hope for something more than a chance to get our physical freedom. We need to hope for a better future for the next generation. The cycle of oppression and incarceration that has plagued our people since the 13th Amendment shifted the slave trade to the Department of Injustice will continue as long as we let it. Once we put aside our selfish hope, then we can prepare ourselves to make the action that can turn the tides of this war. But that will never happen as long as we continue to hypothesize and talk about what needs to be done. Only action will give our children the future they deserve, my action and yours. For too long, people have been shouting for prison reform as if that would end all of the issues. All that would do is to perpetuate the same issues that have been happening for generations. 50 years after Attica, we're still asking for the same concessions that those brothers were. All that talking is going to do is bring us 50 more years of oppression and slavery. The policy reforms and less oppressive laws don't change the fact that there are more enslaved people in this country than the next 3 countries with the largest prison population combined. Our freedom doesn't come retroactively with these meaningless reforms that either do not apply to the majority or are impossible to get applied in your case. It's nothing but window dressing. We need to focus on what's necessary to bring real change. We must take our freedom back. We must destroy the system. That comes from physically forcing them to release those that are enslaved while simultaneously destroying the system itself. As prisoners, we can riot, take control of prison at any time, but that won't relieve us from this living death. We need our comrades in the world to take the fight out of the corrupt halls of justice into the prison walls themselves. Only then can we actually end this war. An assault on both fronts would make the difference between us banging on the walls and us breaking them down. When the world sees this, it will show that the facade of invisibility that the system has cultivated over generations of slavery is just that, an illusion. Once we eliminate that, we can see the truth, that the machine has only ruled this long because we allow it. We power the system. The people are the power. Once we refocus the power against the system, it will fail. It is inevitable. Every step towards the abolishment of prison should be attributed to the spirit of the warriors of Attica. Their energy embodies every imprisoned warrior that is willing to physically rebel for the greater good. The radiance of their spirit is what shines our way through the darkness of these cells. Their blood helped loosen the foundation of the prison industrial complex. It is our duty to finish the job, so their sacrifice wasn't without purpose. We now live in a time when we have the chance to live without the threat of slavery. When will we take it? Thank you.
We are live at Running Down the Walls in Philadelphia, which is an event supporting political prisoners. It's organized by the Philly Anarchist Black Cross organization. So we're hearing some speeches about political prisoners and prison support mostly in the United States.
I'm gonna bring this just a little. I know it doesn't make a difference, but this is symbolic. Just a little closer to you. Just a little bit. Symbolically, we want to bring it closer to you because we want you to really feel resonate not only everything that you've heard, we're getting to the last part of this, and keeping your attention with us, but I want you to hear also what's happening in the present, in the now, for the tomorrow. We talked about us doing political education online and doing some work here and there, and right now we want to introduce somebody who's going to talk to you and could talk to you about many things. But this portion will talk about what's happening with Philly Jericho. Y'all know about Jericho, right? Really? Do you know about Jericho? So make some noise for Jericho! And keep that energy going and make some noise for Salim!
Hey, peace, y'all. First, thanks for everyone for coming out here today and running, walking, sitting, talking, just meeting in community in support of Mumia Abu-Jamal and in support of freeing all political prisoners. I'm going to talk very briefly about some things that Jericho, Philadelphia is doing right now, but before I do that, I want to talk a little bit about the history of Jericho. Jericho was founded in 1998 after a call was made by Jalil Mutaquin, member of the Black Panther Party and Black Liberation Army, who at the time was imprisoned in the state of New York. He made a call for all national organizations that support the Black liberation movement and support radical change in this country to come together and march on Washington, demanding the release of political prisoners who were casualties of this country's war against the Black liberation movement and this country's war against the social protest movement of the 60s and 70s. It was asking people to come forward to support the release of the casualties of the COINTEL program. 1998, 5,000 people marched on Washington. Since 1998, I'm proud to say that we have brought home a lot of political prisoners, something that at one time seemed impossible. Jalil Mutaquin, the political prisoner who made that call, is now home. However, not only is Jalil home, his comrades are also home. And rest in power and peace to Albert Noah Washington, who did not make it, right? Who did not make it out, who died inside because of medical neglect. However, Abdul Mujahid came home. Robert Seth Hayes, rest in power, came home. Closer to Philadelphia, and I apologize if I missed any others, right? Because a lot of times when you're in the trenches fighting, you sometimes forget our victories, right? But we have victories that we need to uplift, and I think as a movement, we need to uplift these victories a lot more, right? Because I can tell you that, for me, every time I see the face of a political prisoner that was released, I think about how when I was in the hole in the special management unit at SCI Green with my comrades getting dogged out in our cells, stripped down to our underwear with one pen and one piece of paper and guards feeding us when they wanted to, reading about the political prisoners going through this that I was going through motivated me to keep fighting. Because if they didn't break them, I knew that I couldn't allow this system to break me, right? So when we see political prisoners who are here today, some of them, Kwasi Tori is someone that in 1996, 95, as a young man, I read about his story. There's so many who are released that gave inspiration to us that we need to acknowledge when we're in their presence. But even closer to home in Philadelphia, the Move 9. We liberated the Move 9, Philadelphia. Our movement did that, right? And so we have a lot more work to do. We gotta bring home Mumia Abu-Jamal. We gotta bring home Russell Maroon Schultz. We gotta bring home Fred Muhammad Burton. We gotta bring home Joseph Jojo Bowens. We gotta bring home Sundiata Kohli. We gotta bring home Mutulu Shakur. We gotta bring home Leonard Peltier. 50 years he's been in prison. You know, today is his birthday. So we need to uplift Leonard Peltier's presence, his fighting spirit today, right? Because that's who we're out here to bring him home. So Philly Jericho is part of this movement this mass movement to liberate our political prisoners. And Philly Jericho just started about 3 or 4 months ago. And what we want to do is we want to bring mass pressure on the state, mass pressure on the system, right? We want to bring pressure on politicians. We want to bring pressure on the courts. We want to bring pressure on the district attorney's office. And our message is very clear. We're not going to get into a debate over people's guilt or innocence. After 50 and 40 years imprisonment, we can give two shits about that right now. What we are saying is that our political prisoners who have been in prison for generations, who have been in prison for 40 and 50 years, it's time for them to come home. They did enough time. They're seniors, they're elderly, they're at the end of their lives, and we're only asking that the state give them that dignity to go home and spend their last days with their families, right? And so that's what Philly Jericho is doing. And in order for us to do that, we're gonna need people, because we need help with this type of work. So if anyone is interested in joining Philly Jericho, I'm gonna put Sadia on the spot, since Sadia put me on the spot because Sadia was supposed to be speaking. So I'm gonna put Sadia on, can't miss her over there. She got the pink shirt on and the red sweatpants. Just to go over to Sadia. Sadia will get your name, your contact information. Jericho meets once a month. We meet virtually. We hope to start meeting in person. When that is, we'll see. We're trying to figure out how to navigate this new reality right now. But we need people, right? We need resources, but as a movement, we know that our most valuable resources are our people, right? The opposition, they have a lot of resources. They have finances, right? They have the police, they have the courts. Our strength, our resources is our people. So we need people to sign up for Philly Jericho. We're not asking much. We know that we're already asking a lot of people. We're already doing a lot of work, those of us that are trying to create change. But we're asking for you to find a little bit more, and also that we'll work around your schedule, we'll work around your capacity. If you can only make phone calls, sign up. That's good. We need that. If you can only make emails, sign up. That's good. We need that. If you could work on media, if you could help write articles, whatever you can do, right? We'll find a space. We'll find a role for you within this movement. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak. We need to free all our political prisoners. Lumia, Maroon, Muhammad Fred Burton, Sundiata Kolu, Mutulu Shakur, Reverend Joy Powell, the sister up there in New York. We're not going to forget our sisters, because I can tell you when we was inside the camps, they damn sure ain't forget us. And Leonard Peltier, let's not forget Leonard Peltier, right? So we want to free all political prisoners. And like I said, man, we're going to keep fighting brick by brick, wall by wall. We're going to free them all. Thank you.
We're here at Running Down the Walls, Philadelphia,
Yes.
a political prisoner support event.
I'm glad you mentioned it, Salim, and I want to keep building off that just a little bit. Give it up for Salim being here with us, right? Acknowledge that. Kazi, here with us. Sadawayo here with us. Alfred Woodfox here with us. Angola 3. It's a glorious day. It's I know it feels hard a lot of times, but you got to understand always and understand this. We are definitely winning. We are winning. Feel victorious, you become victorious. Be victorious, be legendary. And I'm going to say this one more time, but I'm going to say it differently this time. So, I was taking this political education course, right? And Brother Shep, he was talking about liberalism. And he kept saying this story. Y'all know what I'm talking about, y'all was in that class. He kept talking about how, comrades get together. He would make this one example. Now, if you're gonna be that person, everybody says go to the field, go to the protest, and wear your red shirt. And then you don't wear your red shirt. It's a problem. You know what I'm saying? We all gotta be uniform. So he's talking about how we need to have that camaraderie and discipline. We got a few more shirts here. We're gonna take a picture, okay? Don't be that person that we look at in the picture for years later and go, why he didn't put that shirt on? Why she didn't put that shirt on? Why they didn't put that shirt on? Just get a shirt, put a shirt on, and you can take it off right after. So all I'm saying is, you got about, I don't know, like 5 or 6 minutes, we gonna close down. Get a shirt. Just get a shirt, all right? That's the last part of our work. But we do have a few more speakers and announcers. Not much. We just have Tim, who's gonna come up and talk about the war chest. Tim Foshner to come up and speak about ABC war chest, ABCF war chest, and then we're gonna have Kazi and Cindy come together, close us out, talk about a few things and announcements. So y'all did it, y'all made it to the last hall.
Hey everybody. So my name's Tim. I'm with the Anarchist Black Cross Federation. Since 2005, I've been, for lack of a better word, the treasurer. So I collect all the funds, and then I send the checks out to the prisoners. Right now, we're up to 18 political prisoners. We send $50 a month. We also provide occasional legal, money if somebody needs help with legal fees. And we also started over the past couple of years, since the war chest has really grown, is a release fund. So we're giving political prisoners who have been released over the last couple of years anywhere from maybe $500 up to maybe $3,000, just to help them get on their feet when they get out. So that's the main thing. The war chest started in 1994. It came about some comrades up in Paterson, New Jersey. They started writing and visiting different political prisoners. The first one they wrote to is Ojiri Lutolo. He's right over here in the green. He's been a huge inspiration to the formation of the ABCF in all different aspects, and he's the one who coined the term war chest. So you can thank him for it. You can thank Sekou Odinga and Sundiata Akoli. They're the ones that kind of put together the list of people that we should get in touch with who were in need of financial assistance. So like I said, we've been doing that since 1994. We've had our ups and downs, but right now, over the past couple of years, it's been the best time for the war chest. Like last year, this run here was the biggest fundraiser ever in all the years that we've been doing this. So I thank everybody here last year and today. It's great. So thanks again. Thanks for everybody, Odette and her crew, Pam and the Free Mumia people. So we'll just keep on doing this every year until we're all free. Hopefully sooner than later. Thanks.
Where can we give now?
What's that?
Where can we give now? We got a double last year right now.
They got the table up here for Philly ABCF.
Thank you.
You can donate there.
They coming home. They need a retirement payments. They need to cut.
Yep,
They're coming
exactly.
home, right?
Yep.
All right, let's pay
Okay,
'em.
cool.
So you know who handles our war chest out in New York City? No, she's. Thank you for the work, and that's really important. They always say, there's no pension plan when you ride in the revolution. We can make that happen. We can make that sustainable. And mentioned Daquie as well. Big up to Daquie, Sekou. She always says freedom ain't free. So if you got something, give something, for sure. We're gonna close this up. We got Kazi. Kazi's gonna speak about the spirit of Mandela. There's some more things coming up, and we also have a Panther reunion coming through in Philadelphia. Ooh, October 15th. What is that? Ooh, my goodness. Some things happening.
Whoa. I forgot to say this, and both me and Salim did, and I want to thank Philly Jericho, the youth from Philly Jericho, for picking up this work. And I want to say also that in '98, when we marched in Washington, there was not 5,000 people, there was about 40,000 people there, man. There's about 40,000 people there because we brought 10 buses from Boston, 1 from Rhode Island, and 1 from Western Mass. And New York brought about 15 buses, and there were people from all over that was there. We need to double that. Like in October 22nd to 25th, the Spirit of Mandela. You can go to your web pages and check it out. The Spirit of Mandela, we charging genocide on the U.S. government. We're bringing 9 international judges here. We're flying them in, putting them up, and we need to raise money to do it. It's only $25 to endorse, and people have been endorsing Bernie's campaign and a lot of other campaigns, you know, Democratic Party and whatnot, so I know they can, you know, get down for people that's been sacrificing sitting in them joints, man. You know, I know people are gonna mobilize for that. So we need to descend on the UN, man, in October 22nd to the 25th of this year. All right, on the move. Let's free them all.
October 22nd, New York City, come through. There is some housing as well, so there's a whole application process. We got Cindy Lucci's gonna close us out with a few words, announcements, and please start gathering with your shirts. I'm looking. I see some people with no green shirts on. Come on, y'all, green shirts. Gonna take a picture. Cindy.
Piggyback off of what Salim was already saying. When we were making up these signs, these neck signs last night, a lot of people ran with a sign around their neck with the name of one of the prisoners, of one of the incarcerated people that are recipients of the war chest money, okay? We ran across people whose signs we used in the years gone by and are now out. And so I wanted to say them. Sometimes we think, you know what I mean, we're just doing this, what's the good of it, what's happening, blah, blah, blah. I just want you to know, and I'm gonna read these names out loud. And these are just a couple. Like Salim said, you know, when we're down in the trenches, you know what I'm saying? We can't remember sometimes everybody, but we got Eddie Africa, we got Jan Lehman, we got Michael Africa Sr., we got Delbert Africa, we got Chucky Africa, we got Jalil Motakim, we got him out, we got Barbara Seth Hayes out. So don't forget that we're powerful, we're important. We're doing this work, it's hard work, but it does work out sometimes. And the second thing I wanted to say is, for me, looking at somebody with a political arrest, there's four parts to that. One is the surveillance, when they're watching somebody and collecting information on them. Two is the arrest, when they come to somebody's house or whatever and terrorize them and arrest them. Three is the circus trial, the clown court. That's where we can interrupt. That's where we can do something. Because 4 is where they lock them up. And it's much harder, I think, to get somebody out once they're locked up than if we show up to the trial and see what we can do at that point. So if you know of anybody that's got a trial coming up, make every effort to go to that trial. When the judge sees a full courtroom, it does make a difference. So remember that. So that's all I wanted to say, and thanks everybody for coming out.
Thank you, Cindy, and I want to say thank you, my brother over there, for getting your shirt. I saw you. I appreciate you. All right, we're about to take this picture, y'all. Are y'all ready for this picture? All right, I don't know where we're going to be at. We're going to be right here on the stairs. All right, right on the stairs. Everybody come gather. If you don't have a shirt, can we do it in front of the puppet? Is it possible? Just because. All right, cool. I want to thank again Jacqueline Wade right here, coming out doing the Mamiya puppet. I know another one was supposed to happen in New York City. We also want to announce Corn Fest, September 18th. Please come. The fire is going to continue. We're going to be out there DJing in Germantown. There's also an after party. Music, power in music, power in culture, power in you. Big up Gabe, big up Ty, big up Yane, Russell, all the people working on this. Come on, y'all, don't be shy. We almost here, we almost here. Last stretch, last stretch. And if you don't have your shirt on, just put it over you like this. Like a, what do you call it, like a pin. What is it? Come on, you can do this, we can do this. All right. And I know y'all might feel, oh yeah, you know, I'm rocking my shirt already, so it's cool, like I'm gonna chill. We need y'all with this power who's here, talking about numbers. Everybody who's here, come on, stop playing games. We're family. We need y'all all over here on this side, on this side. There you go. If you got a green shirt, if you don't, that's all right. We'll get you one. That's right. Make some room, make some room. We got some time. Oh, okay. Before we take that picture, Albert's coming through. Albert's gonna be there. All right, everybody else, come on, come on, come on. We got y'all, we got y'all. Get that green shirt on.
We're here at Running Down the Walls, an event for prisoner support in Philadelphia today, FDR Park, hosted by the Philly Anarchist Black Cross.
Let's go, y'all. There's veterans out here. We got veterans. Show some love. Oh, we're still coming, we're still coming. Whoever's taking the main, I know there's a lot of pictures, but whoever's taking the main one, hold up a second.
This is at the boathouse at FDR Park.
All right, okay. Here we are, all right. What's the call? Freedom all! What's the call? Freedom all! What's the call? Freedom all! All right. Put it up for yourselves. They're still taking some pictures. They still streaming. If y'all want to sit there, that's cool. We appreciate y'all all uniform wearing that shirt. We appreciate all the work, all the running, all the energy, everything you've done for the past year, 10 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years for our political prisoners. We'll see y'all next year. We'll see you next week.
All right. So this event was called Running Down the Walls, hosted by the Philly Anarchist Black Cross. A number of other orgs were here. Food Not Bombs was providing snacks for people and stuff. Thank you very much. So we were hearing from a number of people. Some of them were formerly incarcerated. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Sorry about that. Some of them were formerly incarcerated political prisoners. And so I think we're going to take the stream down for a minute. We have to go offline. But and other groups that were here, Socialist Rifle Association, various other prisoner support orgs, and formerly incarcerated people that used to be supported by these projects that are now free as well. So there were about a couple hundred people came and ran a 5K, and some people biked, some people walked, some people used their skateboards. So it was a really good turnout today. I think we're going to actually take the stream down right now. But thank you all for joining us. Again, this is Dan at Unicorn Riot. If you can support our work at unicornriot.ninja/donate, that is very helpful. What you see up there is a really large Mumia puppet. Mumia Abu Jamal has been in jail for 40 years. Also, people noted Leonard Peltier is his birthday today. So basically Mumia, they were just trying to kind of raise awareness. His grandson talked earlier. So one moment, please. Sorry. So his grandson did speak earlier, kind of, really passionately on a personal level about, what his family had gone through and how they had not signed on for this. Basically, that these kind of support things, like what Philly ABC does and the larger Anarchist Black Cross network, and new organizations like Jericho that had just formed more recently in Philly. That this makes a big difference to the families of political prisoners. So that, because again, they didn't sign on for it, they're carrying that burden kind of born into that. So I thought that was fairly interesting. So if you want to see more information, check out our website, unicornriot.ninja. We do already have a short post up about today's event that has links. There's also embedded on there a little 10-minute documentary from last year's event, so you can check out that if you're interested. And I think we'll take the stream down now. And so you can see here behind us a very large Mumia puppet came out of a moving van to kind of highlight Mumia as the kind of the thematic person of today. So thank you all for joining us. Again, this is Dan at Unicorn Riot. I much appreciate Chris on the back end. That was very helpful. So I think we'll take the stream down. Thank you.
Hi, honey. Okay,